Have you ever felt like you're trying to hit a goal, but you feel so far away from it that you have no clue how you're actually gonna do it? That's exactly how I've been feeling with my throw 100 miles an hour in a 100 weeks challenge. And it's week 32. And in my recent sessions, I can barely throw 85 miles an hour. My mechanics just feel like a mess and my arm just hasn't been feeling too great. And to be honest, like my motivation and focus just hasn't been there. But that's why today's training day is gonna be so huge, because I think I know what I need to do to turn this all around. The one thing that I noticed with my mechanics was that I was going down and then out. It was very much a drop and drive delivery, right? Where I would be here. I'm not very good at the drift, and so I wouldn't drift very much. And so I'd be here, and then I'd be down, and then out, okay? And what that kind of created was, it wasn't the most efficient way of going toward the target for me. You see guys like Sasaki, and I'll put some footage up right here, he goes down and out at the same rate, right? And what that kind of looks like is, you know, he gets his leg lift, and then he kind of locks his backside, right? He doesn't continue to drop down like I do. For me, it's just like I'm here, I'm leg lift, and then I continue to drop down into here, and then I try to explode out of it, right? Versus someone like Sasaki, who is in his leg lift, right? And then he kind of locks his backside, and now all he's doing is, instead of going down, he is going out. Because the purpose of this is to throw as hard as I can toward the target, right? We want to maximize however much energy we have toward the target. And so if I'm going down and there's a lot of energy going down, right, then that's actually hurting me. But dude, it's actually a really difficult thing to work on. And I've been working on it for a while now. And it's just such a deeply ingrained pattern for me, you know? I'm here, and then I'm trying to load as much as possible, and I keep going down. Yeah, it's been pretty difficult to get out of that. And even the harder thing is that I was able to get up to like the mid upper 90s by doing this, right? And so it's like, okay, like if I was able to get to the mid upper 90s, then why stop that? But as I do a lot more research, I talk to a lot of smart minds in pitching. It's like, yeah, but you know, you're probably not going to throw 100 that way. And also, doing this drop and drive delivery is really stressful on the body, because it's pretty much like I'm doing like a one-legged squat every time I pitch. And so there's a lot of stress on my backside. It's a lot of energy that's needed to throw. And so from a mechanical standpoint, that's the biggest thing that I'm working on, is actually being able to direct more of my energy toward the target rather than it being like an L shape, like down and out type thing. And as far as the plan goes for today, this is the plan for today. So first, you're gonna start off with some prep, right? We're gonna do some judo warm-up. This is something that I discovered after watching Yamamoto's book, right? With Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and how he threw hard without lifting weights. There's so much to do with judo. I'm still diving into it, but really learning how to fall, right? And being comfortable with being off balance. You know, you see Yamamoto with his crazy drift, right? But he's able to control that drift and be really aggressive with it. And as I start to read the book, I kind of understand that it's from judo. And judo includes a lot of like falling and being comfortable in those positions. And so we're gonna get that done. We're gonna do a couple movements that you've probably never really seen before. And you're probably like, dude, how is that gonna help you gain pitching velocity? But I might actually make a full video on this of why we started to incorporate some judo movements and how that can increase pitching velocity and help a lot. We're also going to go into some CNS priming just to get the body going. We work out in the morning, so we do need to get the body going. That is one big thing. So CNS priming, gonna get some mobility in before we go out and throw, and then obviously get the arm prepped with some bands, medicine ball stuff, all of that. Now with the throwing, the focus for today is I want to just be like a really easy low 80s. And if I'm able to get up to 85, then great. But again, like I just showed, it's going to be a back leg focus, right? I don't want to throw 85 just by, you know, putting effort in with my arm. it has to be very, very easy. And it also has to, I also have to be making progress on my back leg, because that's, the big focus for me right now. The reason why I'm not going super high intent yet is because with this like patterning, when I'm doing mechanical patterning, it's very hard to do that when I'm throwing at high intents, right? When I try to throw as hard as I can, all of the mechanical patterns that I'm trying to build just go out of the window if they're not like ingrained into me yet. This is something that I'm still working on. I still need to think about it. And so if I'm trying to throw as hard as I can, like, my brain kind of shuts off and I'm like, okay, I'm just throwing as hard as I can. And I'm not actually working on what's actually going to move the needle, right? And so that back leg focus for my throwing, and then lifting, we've got a good one. So sprints, basically we're working on max acceleration and max speed today. Again, I made a bunch of videos on this, but man, sprints have completely been a game changer. And again, this is something that I'm getting from Yamamoto's book and also Japanese players. They use this a lot to pretty much replace their lifting. They don't really like the lifts. A lot of people in Japan don't like to lift, and they just do a lot of like body weight stuff. And sprints play a major role in their training. And lower body power, we're gonna do weighted jumps, more explosive type work. And then we're gonna finish it off with some upper body loading. So going a little bit heavier there, but that's the plan for today. And let's get into it. All right, judo warm up. Oh, and then go. And then go, and then on your feet.
I think so.
I'm just gonna do this, warm up with this. Yeah, front rolls. Just land right here so it doesn't hurt. Oh, it wasn't? He went like this. There's this thing that was in Yamamoto's book. He learned how to beat someone way stronger than him in a arm wrestle. But, oh, was he talking about a community? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy though. All right. I was like, all right, momentum. Woo! Damn.
It's like coordination.
We just have no mobility to do it.
Oh my god, they're so much easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just nothing.
Until 30 seconds passes. But why is collapsing the arch bad again?
It's just like you lose like stability in the whole.
Oh, in the whole leg. Oh. Like what? Like what? Or is the foot collapsing that causes this?
Yeah, foot collapses.
Hup. 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 How were the calls yesterday?
But like,
All right, I suck at throwing the football, but I'm gonna try to learn. Easy. Yes, shake it up. Bro, you should have seen the one at Terra. Like, taped it. Then I want to get a new one. Ah. Nice.
I need that cut right. Ah! Yeah! All right, 83, here we go. Ah! Bro, I'm gonna start brute forcing. I'm gonna start brute forcing. Fudge! Feels so bad. All right, how many we got? Like 5 more? This is not a good day. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out to 85 and I'll call it. Honestly, the back leg stuff didn't really go to plan. So I'm gonna hit 85 just by putting a little bit more effort right here. Bro, foot arch training is But I don't know how that's gonna look for you though. It's gonna look like this, like, no, I know, but for you it's like this. You're always like this, vertical shin. You should think vertical shin once, just to see what it looks like. I false started. We'll just do pogos every day. It'll get better. That's when, okay, arch is good. I think when the arch gets like fatigued, it's all in. Yeah, because the arch is responsible for keeping this up. It also looked like vertical shin angle though.
Look like what?
All right, 2 more. Here we go. Ah. I miss the days we used to just rip barbell bench press. All right, here we go. Let's just get 5 reps. Yep. 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 All right, so done with another training day. Overall, it was pretty good, right? I was able to get accomplished what I was trying to get accomplished, which was be in the low 80s and get up to 85. There was a point there where I was getting a little bit like domey, where I was like overthinking a little bit, and it was actually kind of difficult to get over 80 at the intensity level that I was throwing, which made me nervous. yeah, in the end, I was able to get to 85, which is good. Overall, my back leg is getting better. I just need to load less into my quad and get into my glute a little bit more, because that way, when I get into the quad, I get a little bit jumpy. And so I get out of my back leg a little too early, which leads to like my upper body rotating a little bit too early, right? Early torso rotation. Instead, if I'm able to sit more into the glute and do it that way, then I'm gonna be able to stay closed a little bit longer. So it's interesting. All of this stuff is like downstream effects, right? When you're flying open with the upper half, sometimes it's not just the upper half that's causing it. It's actually the lower body that's causing it. And if you're doing some stuff with the lower body that's gonna affect the upper body, then that's what can actually happen. And so that's what's really important to look at sometimes, you know, if you have an underlying issue in the mechanics of, oh, this isn't working well, you know, I'm flying open with my torso, my glove side is flying open. It's super important to really look at the downstream things, like, oh, is my lower body contributing to that problem? Or is it just the individual problem? Because it can be. You know, that's pretty much what I do all day with the guys at the ThePitcherLab. Just help them figure out what they need to focus on the most, right? And so today we've got a group call. We're gonna rip it, answer any questions that they might have, and also all of this stuff with the lifts and the throwing and everything, I updated into the free community that we have, and so all of that stuff is in the description if you want to check it out. But overall, a good training day, and I'll see you next time.